Hi Ruby, hope you're doing well there. I just figured I'd make a little video to help you out here on some of the homework questions. So it'd be a little bit easier than me just writing a bunch of stuff that might be gibberish. So anyhow, um, here, these last four questions, um, you missed three out of the four of them. So I figured I'd help you out a little bit explaining them. Um, they're not too bad once you understand what's going on, but let's see. So for 16, you are squaring 5x plus 8. All right. And if you look at your work here, you have 5x plus 2 times x plus 4. Um, so the directions for this section isn't factoring. That's the next section. So what it looks like you were trying to do here is factor it. Okay. Factoring is when it's already been multiplied out, but here it's still being squared. So it says to multiply this. So what you want to realize here is when you have a binomial squared, you have the same thing multiplied twice. Okay, 5x plus 8 times 5x plus 8. And from there, you can simply FOIL all of this out to multiply it. So if you FOIL it, you'd have 25x squared on for the first terms. The outside would be 40x. Okay, and now notice here when we do the inside, you get another 40x. Okay, so the outside and the inside actually are the same thing here. And then the last term is 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, and then you'd want to combine these two like terms for your final answer. But there is a shortcut identity, and it's not one of these three. Okay, and that is when you have a binomial squared, you could just do, say if this was 5x was A and 8 was B, you could do A squared plus, okay, it's 2AB because it is actually doubled here. Okay, you see you got 40x and 40x. So if you multiply 5x times 8, which is 40x, then you double it and make it into 80x. Okay, that's the shortcut. All right, so in the shortcut, it's 2AB because it's the outside, the first times the last, twice. Okay, 2 times A times B plus B squared. And that's the shortcut way of doing it. But if you'd rather just FOIL it, you can. Okay, that might be easier for you to be more consistently getting them right. Because a lot of times when people try to use the shortcut, they only square the x and they don't square the 5 too, because a is 5x, so if you do a squared, it's 25x squared. Okay, so hopefully that helps you with that one. So the final result for that, hard to erase here, would be 25x squared plus 8 times 5x is 40x, then double it, so it's 80x, and then plus b squared, which is 64. Okay? Which leads me to the second one here, which you're multiplying again. 7x minus 4 times 7x plus 4. You see, here the signs are different. All right? And so you can't just write it like this because if you FOIL it out, okay, you'll have to, if you multiply all this out, you won't get 7x, you'll get 49x squared. So you're basically supposed to multiply this out and FOIL it. But in this particular one, since the signs are different, when you do the outside and inside, they'll cancel each other out. And so you can just really do FOIL without the O and the I. Okay, so just do the F and the L part because the signs are different and they'll cancel out. You'll have 28x and negative 28x, and those just go bye-bye. Okay, and so there you go. That's the shortcut for this one. So when the signs are different, but the terms inside of those signs are the same, then you can do FOIL. However, when it's a binomial squared, then it's not going to just cancel out so nicely. You'll have this middle term here that's double a times b. All right. For number 18, okay, for number 18, now you're actually factoring. So when you're factoring, you're going to be using one of these three different setups here. Okay, so you have to see if it's a difference of two squares, sum of two cubes, difference of two cubes. And 64 is a perfect square. And so, yes, it's a difference of two squares. And you square rooted it, and 18 you did correctly. So good job on that. All right. But 19 is, well, I see a cube there, so I'm sorry, I'm erasing here while talking. 19, I see cubes. Y to the 6 is a perfect cube too, okay, because y to the 6 is the same thing as y squared times y squared times y squared. Okay, so that's a perfect cube because you can multiply a number by itself 3 times to get you that number. All right, and there's a plus sign here. So this one is a sum of two cubes. All right, and when it's a sum of two cubes, you have to factor it based off of basically this formula here of how you can take this and write it as multiplication. And it becomes pretty long when you write it as multiplication. All right, and so 27x cubed is basically your a cubed part. Okay, so a cubed is 27x cubed. Okay, so there's your a cubed, and your b cubed part is y to the 6. Okay, so if we want to establish what a is to put in here, we have to figure out what number you'd multiply by itself 3 times to give you 27. Okay, so what times what times what is 27? That would be 3. Yeah, so you could also just take the cubed root of it. Okay, so the cubed root of 27 is 3. And then x cubed, okay, so a would have to be 3x. Okay, because x times x times x is x cubed. B, what times what times what is y to the 6? Well, I already showed you over here, it's y squared. Okay, so you want to establish what a and b are, and then you can just substitute it into this sum of two cubes formula there. Okay, which if it's a difference of two cubes, it's basically the same thing, only the signs are different. All right, so to factor this, then you just do 3x, it's a plus sign there, plus y squared. Okay, and then you have a squared. Yeah, so if a is 3x, a squared would be 3 squared, which is 9, and then x squared. Okay, minus ab. So a times b would be minus 3x times y squared. Sorry, those words are in the way. Plus b squared. Okay, so b squared is, well, b is y squared. So if I square y squared, I get y to the 4th power. Whenever you square exponents, remember you have to multiply by the exponents. So b squared is y squared squared. Okay, and that gives me the y to the 4th power because you'd multiply these exponents. All right, and then that's factored. Okay, that's all you have to do. The hard part is figuring out what a and b is to substitute into that. Other than these 4, it looked like you did pretty well on your assignments. There is some things on the graphic ones that I'll show you. At number 15, I explained with some words and another thing. Basically, we're just multiplying the wrong stuff. So anyhow, check out my other notes and let me know if you have any more questions. I wish you well on your test there, and hopefully you'll see you back in school here soon. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.